What's an insecurity? An insecurity is an anxiety of oneself, also known as a lack of confidence. And I would say there are two types of insecurities, and there's physical and emotional. And the ways these affect people is that it makes them feel as though they're inferior to their peers. And what we did is we interviewed people about their insecurities, and we asked their peers about their opinions on their insecurities, and what you'll see may shock you.
My confidence towards others, around others.
I guess it's like new situations. I don't like being introduced to something I'm unfamiliar with. I don't like introduced to it. After that, though, it's fine.
Insecurity? My fatness. My lack of abs.
I'm most insecure about my leg hairs because I only have it on the bottom.
I'm insecure about my grades.
On a lot of nice clothes.
I feel stupid here.
Most insecure, my C in physics.
My math grade. So this would be like a physical insecurity. I guess like it's called eczema, I think. I'm not even sure really. So it's basically like my skin is a rash. It's kind of dry. So I scratch it, and when I scratch it, it's like a drug. So when I scratch it, right, I get this rush, like, oh, yes. And it's like, oh, and then it really hurts after. And so it's bleeding and scabbing over. It looks like it looks like a turtle's neck, kind of, when I kind of fold it. So it's not so much that I'm insecure about, it's more other people are insecure for me. And it's like, I don't know, a lot of people come to me, dude, are you okay? Is your arm gonna fall off? Maybe you should clean it up so you're never gonna get a girlfriend, Jonathan. And I'm just like, yes. And so I don't know if I'm as insecure, but I guess if I had to choose something, it's kind of inconvenient, I guess, especially when I go to places like the beach, salt water. It feels like I'm on fire, pretty much. But yeah, I guess I don't know what you call it, the inside of my weenus, like this area. I don't know what this is. So yeah, that's mine right here, secure.
Probably that I'm not really good at like thinking that I'm wrong, and I'm probably really bad at that.
Biggest insecurity?
Yeah.
This hat right here.
I think one of my biggest insecurities is definitely very like useless or worthless. Like I'm not capable of doing things. So I guess as a whole, like the fear of failure in the end. And I'm not. It makes sense, I guess, but I'm not exactly sure where there's.
I think my biggest insecurity is my body.
Looking girl in
my body.
My body.
My height.
My height. If people think I'm annoying.
Being fat, or out of shape, or small, not small.
Biggest insecurity is definitely my skinniness. How skinny I am.
Probably like strength. It's a body.
So I guess my biggest insecurity are my knuckles, or whatever this part is. I think these would be my knuckles, but growing up I like crack my fingers a lot like this. And I guess like people say like that's what makes the bone bigger. But I don't know, so only that part is like really thick on my fingers. And like, I don't know, you know, sometimes people would buy like mood rings or something when I was a kid, and I'd be like, wow, and then I'd put it on, but it would get either stuck right here, or if it came down, then it would just wobble down here, and it would be hard to take out. Just because of this little bone, I guess like, no one really mentions it, thank God, but it's still definitely something that I'm insecure about. Jonathan, I like your knuckles. Oh my thanks. That means a lot to me, actually. Thank you.
Appearance. My biggest insecurity. Okay, let's see. Growing up, my family was very hard on me, particularly my mom, because of the way she was raised. She, in the Philippines, like during the time that she grew up, it was more again of women growing up to be housewives, and the social expectation of women who had to be pretty and had to be good at art and had to be smart but had to be very demure and like, you know, not very outgoing. So growing up there was that expectation on me. It was always, Lauren, you're not sitting up straight on the floor, and like you're like, what are you doing? Like, you need to pinch your nose bridge so your nose is smaller because you have such a big nose. Or Lauren, that haircut doesn't look good on you. Or Lauren, what are you wearing? You know, it was always appearance valued more than my brain, and that always bugged me because I always felt like I had something to prove with my parents, because my parents had no problem with my academics. Like, I never found myself really that academically challenged because I did try, and that's what I thought was important. But what my mom emphasized a lot actually was looks. And growing up, I was not the most attractive kid around. I was actually really gross. And so from a really young age, I had this insecurity that just kept growing as I got older about my looks, because to the expectations that my mom had and just like my family, just that part of my culture, I didn't measure up growing up because I just wasn't attractive. And it took a long time for me to really find myself attractive and find self-confidence, because growing up I had none. And even now, I'm 17, I'm a senior in high school, I still question whether or not I'm physically attractive when I really shouldn't, because physical attractiveness shouldn't matter as much as who you are inside. But when you're raised to believe that it does matter more, it gets really hard. So I guess that's that. I have one dimple on one side of my face, and looking symmetrical is like supposedly more attractive. I can't fix that, and I don't want to be fixed. But there are times when you wish you can be.
Probably performing not as well as my peers, doing worse than them.
Alright, so now that we've interviewed a couple people about how they feel about their insecurities, we're gonna go ahead and interview other people about what they think. So the results may seem a little surprising, but I hope the people who talked about their insecurities see this and see how other people think about them. We interviewed Gavin.
Gavin Kua?
Yeah. What do you guys think about Gavin?
Dude, it's Gavin. Wait, are you recording this?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Gavin. You delete the whatever you're recording.
Okay, he said he was very insecure about not performing as well as his peers. What do you think about that?
Gavin? We look up to Gavin. Gavin looks up to Gavin Kua? Dude, Gavin Kua, dude, Gavin.
Because he said he was insecure about not living up to your expectations.
To his he's insecure about not performing as well as his peers.
Whoa. We feel that way about him.
Yeah. I wish Gavin meet Gavin.
Gavin, we all love you.
Yeah, bro. I love you, Gavin. I love you, Gavin. I love you.
Gavin is my
Look at Lauren Laughing. She's my best friend. I love Lauren. She's amazing. She's pretty great. She's my best friend. I've known her for like 10. Okay, well, I haven't known her that long, but she's
I have a
still
question.
my best friend.
Before I answer your question, is she gonna see this?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love you, Billiam.
Okay, so
I feel like this is like
Okay, she said her biggest insecurity was her appearance.
Yeah, no, she's.
What do you have to say about
Insecurity was her parents.
her appearance. How she looks.
Her parents?
No, her parents. Beautiful.
She's not ugly.
Woo. Do you know Cindy Jin?
Yeah.
What do you like most about her?
What is this?
You know, you got the appearance, the personality, like the dress. You know.
Everything.
Everything. So do you think she has to worry about her appearance?
No.
Why not?
Because she's fine the way she is.
So yeah, that's what we did. We asked people about their insecurities, and we asked other people about how they feel about the person that has the insecurity. And you know, the person who feels insecure, you really shouldn't, because what other people think, it's not necessarily what you think. You know, you may be insecure about your body or your appearance or your grades, but in reality, everyone's accepting, everyone knows that there's something more to that. And all in all, the statistics on insecurities doesn't really matter, because it's just what you think about yourself and how you approach the situation and new tasks.
Definitely not my lack of hair. No, I think my biggest insecurity would be
Not knowing how to do something, I guess that you should know how to do. Yeah, like not being able to do simple things makes me feel pretty lame, you know, sometimes.
Being a handicapped person, it's very hard. It was very hard for me growing up being a handicapped person because people didn't understand what disability was. So I was put in a different kind of environment. I was kind of sheltered. Nobody really wanted to play games with me because they thought they might catch my disease. That would probably be what I'd have to say, insecurity-wise. But I've grown out of it now.
My biggest insecurity is being afraid of heights and insecurity. I'm terribly afraid of heights, and that's my biggest insecurity.
That's a really good question. My biggest insecurity. Probably not feeling smart enough.
My biggest insecurity was probably just, you know, failing at something that I should have succeeded in and took for granted. So I tend to be cautious in that regard, to not fail where I should have succeeded. The other thing is too is I like to keep my hair. You know, who knows? Nobody likes to bald before they're supposed to. But other than that, no, I'm joking about that. I don't know. I have to think about that. How am I insecure? It's hard to be in this job and be like have various phobias. But I guess fear. I mean, there is a fear of failure. That I think that's true. You can't be successful at everything all the time. So there is a certain level of, you know, you have to be doing your job. You won't be successful all the time. But here, if I fail, it's pretty public. You know, nobody wants that either. But you know, just as long as you can recover and learn from your mistakes and move forward, I think that's it. But nobody, that would be a fear.
Everyone has insecurities, but as you grow up, your confidence level may or may not change, but your insecurities certainly do. As you can see, some of our older interviewees had different insecurities than what we students at Troy may have.
I'm not really that insecure, but that's just because I kind of feel like everything that I am and everything that I look like and everything that I do has been, it's like a part of my journey, and that's a reason that I shouldn't be like insecure, because I'm sooner or later it's gonna be why I am who I am. So, you know, I embrace my insecurities.
So I guess the moral of, or like that, what I got from this experience was you shouldn't let other people get to your head, because, I mean, at the end of the day, if it doesn't bother you, then why should you care what other people think? That's kind of my philosophy about it.
Thank you, Jason. I love you. Oh, are you still filming?
Yeah. And you know what they say about people with big knuckles? A big heart.